Happy Friday, everybody. Figured we'd join the conversation with you in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio. And figured I'd come on here. I'm a little bit behind schedule. We were originally supposed to have Anthony Finkel of the band Rust Eater, and we were supposed to have some of the regular Sportswire Radio guys, but most of the guys decided to take the night off. They were on assignment. So I figured I'd pop in here for a few minutes, set the tables for what this weekend's going to be here on Sportswire Radio. We've got some huge segments ahead Saturday night, tomorrow night. James Taylor is to talk about his rejoining BYCW. I was almost about to say his return to BYCW, but he never actually showed up there. But he is going to talk about his match, I suppose, maybe upcoming with Dalton Skull for a championship he challenged for once upon a time. He'll have plenty to say about that. Plus, what happened today with Jason Storm and Cash Carter, where it looks like there's a bullseye on the backs of the gunslinger Jacob Collins, and Jason Storm, I'm sure, is going to be watching closely. And yes, how you doing, Austin? And how you doing, Coda? And figured I'd pop in here, talk about a couple things for a few minutes. See, everybody was doing it. It's a Friday night. I mean, I don't know what else I would be doing other than being here on Sportswire. I got nothing really else to do. Actually, no, I could have took a nap, but it's good to be with everybody here. You built the platform, and I figured why not say hello for a few minutes. But yeah, talking about what's ahead this weekend. Tomorrow night, James Taylor makes his return to Sportswire Radio to talk about why he interrupted the PWF Uprising champion Dalton Skull this past Wednesday at BYCW. He will talk about that. Sunday night, I will have on Mickey Vargas, the head of the household champion for the House of Misfits Entertainment Backyard Wrestling. Monday night, Michael McMoney. Tuesday night, Godric Sandwell. And who knows about Wednesday night? Now, Cameron Cage, haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, people seem to be sick. I don't know what it's like weather-wise for some people, but in New York, it was cold yesterday. Today, it was kind of rainy. Tomorrow's supposed to be 80 degrees. Then it's going to drop down to 50. Then it's going to rain on Monday. So you just never know these days. You just never know what you're going to get. That's why I keep all the jackets, all the stuff in the wardrobe in the closet. You just don't know what you'll need. I'll be in shorts and a T-shirt tomorrow, then back in a coat the next day, and then maybe I'll have a rain jacket. I know I see my buddies from Wrestling Zero, Robbie Ryan. Obviously, the Syndicate's in the house, but wanted to pop in just for a few minutes. Wanted to say hello. I'll put some plugs up for some different people. Yeah, BYCW, I'm very excited to talk about that. James has a lot to say about him and Dalton Skull and the history that James Taylor has had in chasing the PWF championship in some form. We know he came up short 2 years ago for the PWF Uprising Championship. We know that he came up short here in the IMF's historic Winter Class show, which Coda was there for. And we know that James Taylor lost the PWF championship opportunity he had that he defeated Felix Jones for. So there's no question that obviously James Taylor, I think, has something to say about that. And yes, the Syndicate is here. And Cameron Cage, how are you doing? Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Cameron. You should tune in tomorrow and ask James Taylor exactly why is he going to BYCW now, and why he is going, and it seems like interrupting Dalton Skull. And Cameron, you shared a locker room with Dalton Skull. You shared a locker room with James Taylor. And yes, I see Remy Roberts. Remy can't be here on the stream tonight, but Remy did want to say hello. Yes, I see it, Remy. I got you, as you famously say. I got you. And yeah, what did you see comedy-wise? Did you see a comedy show or did you see a movie? I mean, but what's good? I just figured I'd pop in, say hello. Yeah, you got to figure that out, Cameron. You got to definitely tune into what James Taylor has to say tomorrow. I know people say, James Taylor is always on Sportswire, but this is different because him and Dalton Skull, they don't really have any real personal issues. They don't really have any beef. They don't have any bad blood. At least I don't think. And James Taylor interrupted what was supposed to be a celebration, a victory party for Dalton Skull. And I think that the backyard in the underground wrestling world is wondering why. He will address that. He will also address his return to Texas Promo Wrestling, his big hype promo he just cut out. He is also going to talk about just what certainly Jason Storm and Cash Carter had to say today on ROBW, especially looking to put a back or a bullseye onto the back of the gunslinger Jacob Collins. Maybe Jacob Collins is going to regret what he said to Jason Storm and Cash Carter. And Paulie French, interesting. Zach Clark is in the house. How you doing, Zach? Zach, of course, from the Cult. The Cult is scouting things out. Yeah, Felix, I'll tell you what, Felix is a superstar. Felix is definitely going to have his best shot, though, at singles gold once again here in a while next month, in 2 weeks, actually, at CyberSlam when he takes on Prince Achia for that Midwestern Championship. This is going to be Felix's best shot in a while for singles gold. I know he's been knocking on the door for the world title for a while, Soldier, Omen, but this is going to be his opportunity. And Aaron Blaze, the headline. I hear a lot of great things about Aaron Blaze, but you're going to have to wait for a few weeks to see why. But I've definitely heard a lot of great things. I think it's going to definitely maybe silence some critics. Maybe it's going to get some people talking further. But I can't wait to talk about Aaron Blaze in a couple of weeks. Can't say why, can't say what it is, but when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Aaron will be on BTW TV coming up later this week. Well, next week, technically, but you can say this week, and we'll definitely be talking about that. And yeah, PCWA, absolutely love PCWA. I cannot wait for Achia. And Prince Achia, he was robbed, some would say, of winning that United States Championship against a man that always is brought up here on this platform. And now Prince Achia is going to have his toughest test yet for the Midwestern Championship. And speaking of new champions, we have the brand new NEW undisputed champion, world champion, was the undisputed champion, Justin Abel saying, and boy, another company season I cannot wait to talk about here. I cannot wait to talk about season 7 coming up here at NEW. Going to be a lot to talk about here. A lot to talk about with Justin Abel saying, who nearly, let's just say, took the hands from D Savage. Let's just say don't bite the hand that feeds. Well, D Savage found that out figuratively and literally firsthand. We'll definitely put some links up here. Speaking of people, that is the host of the Dark Chronicles, Mr. Darkron. I glanced over your episode with Omen Black. I will be checking that out here in a little while. I did see you were correct, 47 minutes, but I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. It's funny, Mr. Kron, RWW has a 4-minute episode today, yet you go to a 47-minute episode. Boy, where's the middle ground? But we'll enjoy it. But how much longer? Yeah, that's a great question. That is a great question. Paulie French, how was Paulie French? That's a great question. How was Paulie French? I'm doing good, Mr. Kron. I'm doing good. We'll put some plugs up here in a few minutes. Yes, Justin Abelstain. Very, very impressive. Justin Abelstain had not won the NEW Undisputed Championship in a very long time. Well, you know what? He certainly proved the naysayers wrong. What a, you might want to say, new landscape that NEW has in Season 7. We're not going to have a D Savage. We're not going to have a Power Surge. But we're going to have a Justin Abelstain once again reunited with Rhea Silver and Jake Dvorak, the unholy Jake Dvorak. And then we're going to have Lyra Limber. Lyra Limber, because it was announced here on Sportswire Radio that Lyra Limber is the newest member of the NEW roster. And yes, soon. Yeah, I'm saying no comment on that. But I will say, Dakota, Kato is coming to the IMF. Because if you missed it last night, Kato announced that he's wrestling Ox McCoy for the IMF Hardcore Championship in a steel cage match. We know it's going to be Rage in the Cage, and it looks like fans bring weapons. I mean, boy, wonder what weapons are going to be there. Paulie French was funny. Yeah, I have a buddy of mine that's a stand-up comedian. He's dying for me to go and watch one of his shows, but I'm just always here. I would rather be the butt of your jokes. I'd rather be, the butt of everybody's jokes here. So you poke fun at me instead. But obviously, we'll, say what I haven't heard about that yet. Yeah, it was announced last night here on Sportswire, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do, let's say, the devil's work, or let's just say the hardcore work. You might want to say the devil's hardcore work, because it was announced not only on this platform, but Kato's Instagram page, that it is going to be Rage in the Cage, May 10th, Palo Community Center, the controversial one, Kato, the BMF Hardcore Champion, against the one and only Ox McCoy, who retained that Hardcore Championship against Il Drago, the Samoan Dragon, the High Chief, thanks to, let's just say, somebody interrupting Il Drago's match, kind of like how Il Drago was interrupted on Sportswire Radio several weeks ago by that one individual. But it looks like those two are going to lock horns here coming up 2 weeks from today at CyberSlam, and I'm talking about Anthony Steele and Il Drago. But yes, Kato is going to be in the IMF on May 10th. And yeah, I think that's going to be a really interesting thing to talk about. I'm excited about wrestling here coming up. We got new seasons in DBW, BTW. NEW's got a new season ahead. IMF is always in full swing. ROEW is always in full swing. A lot of great companies. Wrestling Zero is back. So a lot of great companies. And Anthony Steele gave you a hug. Well, maybe that's the most controversial thing Anthony Steele has done in his career. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And the man that's going to be here next week, Nathaniel Rage, is going to finally return to Sportswire. Well, more than just an interruption. He's going to be here. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. I'm very excited about that. And also, you will become a world champion one day. Yeah, why not? Why not you? I mean, listen, the best is yet to come. And why not you? You know, I mean, listen, anything can happen, but I'm excited about Cato and Knox McCoy. I'll put up a few links here in a minute for people to check out some different things. But yeah, I mean, wrestling is in full swing, and we inducted Naomi into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. That was interesting. Naomi the Nightmare. And Naomi is now the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And we don't have too many women in the Hall of Fame. Dakota, maybe you should be next. Maybe we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame next IMF show. You're all here in 2 weeks. Maybe I'm going to give you a certificate in 2 weeks. So yeah, just make sure you have a plaque ready or some type of I guess thing you hold the certificates in. But if you do want to check out the IMF and you want to check out some of their stuff, yeah, definitely, why not? That'll be here in 13 days. Let's put you in the Hall of Fame. I see you working hard. I see you working those shows. I see you holding the camera. I see you recording stuff. So maybe it's about time. So yeah, check that out. You can put that on the mantle, but that's the better term. But check out the IMF. And the landscape continues to rock in this wrestling scene, and I'm proud to be at the forefront of the momentum and excited for the industry. Yeah, you think about it, right? Riot in the Ring 2 is coming up. NEW, which I have been excited about almost every single week. I mean, we have almost wrestler after wrestler come on here from NEW. We have so many great superstars. And you know what? I'm going to break the fourth wall for a minute. Congratulations to Power Surge and D Savage on, amazing careers in the underground circuit. Now they're going to go and put their efforts full time into the independent wrestling circuit in places like 814 Wrestling and Battlefield Wrestling and all the great places that they're going to wind up being. And, congratulations to them. And, one door closes, another door opens. But I'm very excited about NEW. And, season finale killed it. I mean, you're talking about close to 1,000 views and a big crowd here. And you are getting back in the ring next month with JoJo Jackson to train. Been a minute, and I want to learn to have some new moves and pins. Well, you know what? Why not? I mean, you know what? You should go out there and want to learn. If you're going out there, you're at every show, you're helping them out, you're recording, you're there and doing different things. I mean, like, why not you? Why not go out and learn and have that opportunity while you're young, while you've got the energy, while you've got the whereabouts and everything else? I mean, why not you? Yeah, I mean, I feel like you haven't been on in a while, even though like you've been on, but I feel like you haven't been on, if that makes sense. But I'm excited about next week. We got a lot to talk about next week. And definitely Nathaniel Rage, who is the TPW champion. And if you'd like to follow TPW, I would definitely appreciate that you follow TPW, because TPW's got some merchandise. I saw Rocky announce today on Facebook he's got some merchandise finally that he's working on. And maybe that means Nathaniel Rage merchandise is on the way. Maybe that means Texas Promo Wrestling merchandise. Maybe James Taylor. Maybe other people's merchandise. Yeah, the cult is always on top. Well, Nathaniel Rage is on top. I don't know if some would say Zach Clark is on top. But, we'll figure it out. I was told that once I get trained good enough that my family is going to come out to see me. Yeah, you know what? And the IMF is having big crowds lately. The IMF is doing a lot of great things. So why not you? I mean, you know what? You're young. You love this sport. You have a passion for it. You're always there at every show. You dedicate a lot of time. So if you want, go out there and do it. I mean, listen, if you want it, just go for it. No, Mammy is always on top. Well, I mean, I hope you're on top. I mean, I hope you're always doing a lot of great things. And yeah, Justin is definitely doing a lot of great things as well. And Justin is our champion, and very impressive fashion, the way, in a personal war, you might want to say, almost to steal a previous NEW Premium Live show, All Out War. It was an all-out personal war between D Savage and Justin Abelsane. But yeah, no, keep up the great work. Let me put your YouTube link up here in a few minutes. But if you are on Sportswire Radio, my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. And we are here just talking to the people. And if you'd like to follow Dakota, there's her YouTube channel. This is actually where it's right in front of me now. She's closing in on 550 subs, so give her a sub. I see a bunch of people here in the chat. Check her out. She records a lot of different matches the IMF has to offer. She also has some personal vlogging. So if you like to see a different angle of some of these matches, like whether it's Il Drago, Ox McCoy, whether it's the tag title match, whether it's Omen Black and Felix Jones, a number of different things, check her out. You can also check out her video page. So somebody there in the chat, go give her a sub. She's on her way to getting to 550, 600, 700, 800, 900, and so on subscribers. And then she'll go out there and be a wrestler, and she'll go out there and do a lot of great things, and she'll make us all proud, and she'll go into the Hall of Fame in 13 days. So why not? But check out our YouTube page. Yeah, just check out some of the stuff she's done recently, and we'll lower the volume, but we'll go like this, and we'll see her angle of Felix Jones and Omen Black, which was a hell of a match, by the way, hell of a match. And we played some of the match a few days ago when Omen Black was here, but you can check out Dakota's angle, and very cool angle there, a number of different wide shots. So definitely check out her page, and you can check out what these two men did to each other. It was definitely the definition of a St. Patrick's Day massacre, especially Felix Jones, who certainly got a massacre from the hands of Omen Black in the House of Wolves. But Felix Jones is ready to recover, and he's got a Midwestern Championship match here coming up in about 15 days against Prince Achia. So we'll see how that goes for him. But, a lot of stuff to talk about here coming up over the weekend. Mickey Vargas is here. James Taylor is here. We're also going to see Michael McMoney of Legit Alternative Wrestling. We're also going to see Godric Sandwell return. And we're also here on Thursday with another open up. So, yeah, Felix, I'll tell you what, he's definitely the Prince of Professional Wrestling. Yeah, so was I. I tell you what, I was very excited about the last couple of Wrestling Zero shows. And we're going to be talking a lot more about it. Ace Reed is going to come back on to Sportswire Radio. Matsuda's going to come back on. Yeah, and how about Omen Black there? Yeah, he really was just what he did there is obviously why he's a hardcore god and a boogeyman of the Midwest. And I want to say hello to a lovely lady that texted me and said that I need a vacation. And, the old adage is when I'm dead, there'll be a vacation. There'll be a dead when I'm dead, right across the street, because I live across the street from a cemetery, but maybe she would like me to go there. But, family members might want that too, but they can take my savings, but that's okay. Dakota's right there. You can see her recording. Yeah, very difficult job there to record the way you do. That's a really, really difficult job. That's why I'm not working these shows, and that's why she does. And there you see Reverend Solomon. He looks good. I tell you what, he definitely looks like a manager, really imposing figure. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get into his crosshairs. And Felix Jones here and is definitely doing his best to keep Omen Black down. But, I don't know how that's going to work for him. But whatever it might be, Felix is trying. But if you are here on Sportswire Radio, follow some of the great channels, whether it's NEW, whether it's IMF, whether it's ROEW, Wrestling Zero, Dakota's YouTube channel, Darkron's YouTube channel. In fact, it's Omen Black week here, it seems. Omen Black was on the Dark Chronicles. Omen Black is here wrestling Felix Jones. Omen Black was here on Sportswire Radio, had plenty to say, and it's a lot of Omen Black coverage here, but it's his platform, so would you expect otherwise? But yeah, definitely excited about Robbie Ryan and all the boys in Zero. They're definitely killing it out there. Subscribership is up, viewership is through the roof, and you definitely got to check out Wrestling Zero. And there is Felix Jones, definitely showing, and poor Dakota there is definitely working her tail off to give you the best angles possible when it comes to these wrestling matches. Yeah, maybe. Well, let me see how I feel here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Don't worry about the camera issue. Yeah, maybe we'll bring you on for a few minutes. We'll close the show with you. Yeah, all right. Maybe we'll close the show with Remy Roberts, see what's on Remy Roberts' mind, and on a special limited edition tonight's show with Sportswire Radio. And obviously, the one and only Remy Roberts, of course, who is certainly looking to make history. We'll have Remy come on here for a minute and talk about some different things. But if you want to watch the rest of this match, Go to Dakota's YouTube page. I'm telling you, Dakota is definitely a superstar. She's going to go into the Hall of Fame here on Sportswire Radio in 13 days. We've also got some more coverage, some more hard rock and heavy metal coverage. We've been featured in blabbermouth.net over the past month or so, like 2 times in the last month, as a matter of fact. So a lot of great stuff there with that. I thank everybody for their support. I think like 1 million people have viewed my articles on Blabbermouth with King's X and Zebra. I'm going to put that up for the audience. So you can check that out here. And very excited to show that to the audience because you can see my name. There's my name. Look, how about that, right? Zebra releases new songs thanks to yours truly. And how about that? How about that guy? Who is that guy? Yeah, we're so sick and tired of him. We want him to retire and we want him to move on. But Blabbermouth, which is the heavy metal version of Rolling Stone, it gets read by 1 million people daily. Had a chance to see yours truly and our interview up as well, which I think has gotten, I don't know, close to 200 views already in the last week. But great stuff there. Check that out. Hope you read it. Hope you check out Zebra. And you can also see what we talked about. And there we go. Yep, there we are. And there I am with the legendary Randy Jackson, who just recently celebrated the 42nd anniversary of their debut album, which at the time was the fastest selling record in the history of Atlantic Records. Also opened up for Sammy Hagar right before he became the lead singer of this little American rock band called Van Halen. So that was fun. And yeah, that match was all. Yeah, two of the best. Justin Parsley might be a superstar. Yeah, Blabbermouth was a great thing. Yeah, to be in Blabbermouth, if you're a rock and metal fan, Blabbermouth was a really cool thing. And I thank everybody for that opportunity. And Remy, we're here. This is not afraid of the dark, right? You know, are you afraid of the dark? I mean, what did I say something on Sportswire that's now you're going to cast a spell on me? But no, all kidding aside, Rem, how you doing, my man?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. A lot of weight off of my shoulders now that I finally got that match promo out.
Yes. Oh my, that was personal. I shared it on Instagram, and definitely it's the talk of the promo wrestling world, no question.
Please show it again. Let the people see it.
Well, we'll show it in a minute, but what brings you here?
Man, I want to talk now that we're getting closer and closer to results.
Yes, sir.
About what this whole thing has meant to me.
Yeah.
Let's be completely and frankly honest, man. I have been doing this for 2 months.
Yeah, you
Um,
just come out of nowhere. You've been on here like 13 times in the last 2 months, and literally, I think I met you through Dante Okara. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. So
Who, by the
I
way, is
remember the
like
first
MIA.
time.
Is he alive, Dante Okara?
I have not heard or seen from him in a while, man. I
I
remember the
mean, the
last thing
guy just came out of thin air. He popped
I
in on one of my streams. You know, I knew him from the British wrestling scene. He came on
I
here a
remember the
couple
last
times.
thing this man sent me was about maybe a week or two ago. When I took my little hiatus, he gave me like a little bit of respect, and
Yeah, I
he was
like Dante. I always did. The British wrestling scene has a lot of, right now I mean, it's really a terrible scene right now, but that's how I met you. You've certainly come on and you've become, certainly a guy that's caught my interest and a lot of people's interest. And you were definitely here facing the moment of truth in your career. And this is, not to say a make or break moment, but if you win here this Sunday, I mean, boy, you want to talk about finishing a story, being a foster child, not having love and, not having the support and going through all those things, going through doubts. And you can forget about all of that and rewrite everything you've went through this Sunday by winning the United States Championship here.
and let's be honest, man. I wake up in the morning and there's still that little voice of doubt in the back of my mind that tells me, "Hey, what if I'm not good enough?" In the
I
forefront,
think
there's
everybody goes
always
through
that.
that, though, Rem. I think
In the
everybody goes
forefront,
through that.
there's always the fuck it. Let's prove everyone wrong. Let's prove myself wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There, there's there's always this thing of personal best and personal records. What we can do with ourselves, and how far we can push ourselves. I don't believe that I'm ever done. I believe that there will always be elevation for me. Um, and so this is one of those things where I've been doing this for 2 months. I am incredibly happy with how far I've come since I
You
started doing
should be. I
this.
mean, you've got yourself in a title match. You've definitely gotten yourself here. You've shared the stage here with a lot of people in the backyard, the underground, and the independent wrestling circuit who are household names. And you've
And
caught people's attention. And I don't want to say it's a moment of truth situation coming up this Sunday,
it
but
is.
well,
I
I mean,
definitely believe it is.
why?
It's it's a thing of the hard work that I've put in for these past 2 months has led up to this moment.
Hmm.
I have said that I'm the hottest rookie on the scene in this company, and it's time to put up or shut up. Um, I'm happy with where I've gotten up to this point, but
Hmm.
as the guy on the jersey that I'm wearing, that is a number 8 Lakers jersey. Job's not finished yet.
Nope.
There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of titles to be won. There's a lot of blood to be shed. There's a lot of tears to be cried, and
Well, let's
jobs just
not cry
haven't
too much, man.
started.
Let's not cry too many tears here. Let's not.
Oh no,
Let's.
I'm my
You know.
opponents.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you
Hang
want to
on.
make them cry, I mean, it's up to
Where's
you.
my
But
bottle? I have a bottle of the tears of my enemies.
there's a famous song
Not
called
very
"Tears."
baby face of me to say that,
Yeah,
but
I was saying, Rem. Something got into you, Rem. Are you maybe you are channeling John Cena after all? But I'll put your promo up here. We'll talk about it for a few minutes, and we'll obviously do that here. We'll watch it with the audience.
make
There we
sure
go.
you get that glorious entrance of mine.
Is it copyrighted though?
It is not. Best interest in all of promoing.
Draquan, you seem to have me figured out, or so you think. Let's speak on what you don't know. You don't know why I go out there every week and I fight, why I grind for everything that I've been given, why I prove every week that I am worth standing here, that I am worth looking you dead in your eyes and telling you that I'm going to take that title from you. You see, what you don't know, what no one's ever been told by me, is that from the day I turned 7 to the day I turned 18, I was a foster kid. 11 years, I was a foster kid. I moved over 60 times and went into 8 different foster homes that told me that I was not good enough. That told me that I was not worthy of love. I was not big enough. I was not strong enough. I was not fast enough. I was not good enough to be loved. I've had people walk out on me. I've had people turn their backs on me. Well, I say no more. I am tired of all of the people who decide that they want to walk out on me. I am tired of all the people that decide that they want to abandon me. I am tired of all the people that decide that they want to betray me. And I am most importantly tired of everyone telling me that I'm not good enough. Because I'm sure and damn well good enough. And you've seen it. And I don't know how many times I have to prove it, but I will prove it once more. And when I take that title off your hands, I'll finally be able to look at those people and say, ha, you were wrong. They were all wrong. Well, Draquan, you see who I'm fighting against. I'm not fighting against just you. I'm fighting against everyone who has ever turned their back on me. Now let's talk about who I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for a mother who, seeing a 17-year-old kid who was struggling in school, who was struggling to maintain grades, who had moved 3 times within the span of 1 year and was desperately on the verge of failing out of school. She saw this kid and said he needs a home. He needs love. So he took me in. She had already raised 6 kids and she decided to take me in. I fight for her because I need to prove that I was worth her time. I need to prove that I'm not just her pet project, but that I am the person that she wants me to be. I am worthy of every single second she put into raising me. Let's talk about a sister who I raised from the second that she was born. Everything that that girl has ever been taught in her life, I was there to teach her. That is my sister, but that is more like my daughter because I've raised her. She looks up to me. She needs me. I fight for her. I fight for my brother who is toiling away to get his degree at LSU, toiling away playing his trombone for that same band that you hear in my entrance. I fight for him. I fight for everyone who has ever put their faith in me, everyone who has ever said, Sean, Remy, I got you. It doesn't matter how much smoke you blow out of your ass. You sit high and mighty, higher than mightier. And you say that you're going to beat me. You say that you're going to smoke me out. Well, heavy is the head that wears the crown. There is a petty, perpetual pace that must be kept up to make sure that you are elevating yourself in that title. And I am no stranger to the grind. I have carried the burdens of everyone who has ever turned their back on me and everyone who has ever believed me. I have carried those, and I will continue to carry those until I hold that title on my shoulders. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And I will knock your head off of your fucking shoulders if it means that title comes home with me. There is nothing you can do anymore. And there is nothing that you can turn to when I take that title from you. Rebuttal that, you selfish, self-centered, high and mighty son of a bitch.
And that
You
was
think you know me?
oh, that I gotta take off. And Remy Roberts went dark there. Remy, there you go. Remy, I got you now. I got you. Good promo though. No, definitely. We could feel the emotion. We could feel a lot of passion. And this is your moment. This is what I've said, the moment of truth. I mean, Heavy wears the crown, but to me, this is the moment of truth. And 2 months, you've come in here. You've come in here almost in a blaze of glory. You're come in here almost, not to say you're a flash in the pan, but you've come in here and you've got a chance to really make a name for yourself alongside some of the true vets and some of the true superstars in promo wrestling, and especially in TPW by winning that United States Championship.
Yeah, and it was really hard for me to control my emotions during that promo.
You could see
Um,
it. You talked about, 60 different times you were in different homes and talk about your sister and talking about your mother and talking about the foster care
and
and the
my
personal
mom's
emotions.
birthday is the same day as results. There's nothing that I'd want more than to bring that title home to her on her birthday and show her, hey, maybe your son's actually done something, of merit. Um, my sister, we ended up getting separated by adoption. Um, but that's my pride and joy. From the moment we entered foster care, I basically took up raising her because I I didn't trust anyone, and I still don't trust many people. Um,
Understood.
but that is one of the people that I love more than anything. And then there's my brother, my my blood brother. The blood is thicker than the water. Um, he's been toiling away, working his ass off, busting his ass at LSU. He plays on the LSU Tiger Band, man. I
Talked
can't be
about
more
that.
proud of him. He looks up to me. He wants this for me just as much as I want it for myself. And at the end of the day, so many people are behind me. It's
Yeah, I
time to
think a
put up
lot
a
of
fight.
people want to see you. You become a favorite of mine. You've definitely become a regular. I enjoy what you bring to the table. I enjoy what you've brought to TPW. I enjoy your opinions on sports and mainstream wrestling like WWE. And, you know, we're going to see if it'll all come to fruition and you're going to have that moment of truth to get you to the United States Championship. And that'll take place coming up here Sunday night, where again Rocky will announce the results of the United States Championship between Draquan and Remy Roberts, the Cajun Cruiser, and certainly he could be looking at Hall of Fame moment or two in the next week if that is the case. But obviously, it's up to Rocky. But he had a very strong promo, and I think
And
he got a shot at this.
and let's look at guys like Draquan. Draquan is a legend in this industry. He's been doing it
Absolutely,
longer than Rocky himself. You
yes,
look at guys like him. You look at guys like James Taylor. You look at guys
Elliot,
like Nathaniel Rage. These
Elliot
guys
Creed,
are
Elias to the
pushing
race.
this company.
Yeah.
These guys are pushing this company into relevance. They are carrying this
A
company on their
juggernaut.
shoulders.
TPW is a juggernaut right now. TPW.
Absolutely, it is
I mean, look at
hotter than
TPW
anything
is a
that
part
this.
of a wrestling super show. We're seeing TPW at the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational, which proves to be, could very well in the history books be the greatest wrestling super show in our generation's history. TPW has a huge role in that. And you're a
Yeah,
part of
and
this company. It's not just those names like Nathaniel Rage and Elliot Creed and Elias the Deranged Chef and all the other great people in TPW. No, you're a part of that
many
too.
great names on that roster,
Absolutely,
and I am
absolutely.
honored to be a part of it.
And we're
I
honored to
am
have
honored
TPW in
to
our Hall of
every
Fame.
week have the chance to prove that I can hang along with these guys.
I think
But
you're
you look
doing
at
a great job with it. You're hanging tough, man. To quote New Kids on the Block.
you look at people like Draquan, and you see legends in this industry. It's an
Yep.
honor to be able to share the ring with that guy, but I am not backing down from him. And my thing with Draquan is he said the same things about me throughout every promo he's done against me. He said that I'm not worthy of being on his level. Well, I believe in the past 2 months that I've more than proven that I'm worthy of being on his level. I'm more
He's
than
just
worthy
he's gonna give his
of
side
looking
of
him
the
in the
coin, but
eyes.
deep down we know that Remy Roberts, the Cajun Cruiser, definitely is worthy in the discussion of being up there alongside those greats in TPW and has a chance to certainly maybe change the course of his life by winning that TPW United States Championship. We're going to find out those results Sunday night. We're here with Remy Roberts. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. And of course, James Taylor is here tomorrow night to talk about his war coming up at BYCW. He'll talk about TPW, ROBW, and a slew of other things here. And, Remy, I'm excited for you, Rem. I'm excited for you. I know,
Man,
it's going to be, I think you got this. I think you're going to win on. I'm telling you, with that promo, that emotion, that passion you had, that fire, that's going to take you to the promised land. That's going to take you to your moment of winning the big one, being loved, and making your family proud. You're right there. I think you're making your family proud already. Don't count yourself out. Don't discredit yourself. You're making a lot of people proud. You're making us proud here on Sportswire Radio. You become a regular here. I mean, I should, why don't I pass the baton to you? Want me to pass, I'm ready to go. Here you go, Remy. Want to take over?
I would love to, man, but there's still way more work to be done.
Yeah.
And I am absolutely not ready to hang up my boots just yet, and I don't think you should be either.
Well, I've been doing this a lot longer than you, but you know what? We're having fun with that. But I'll tell you what we will do. But before I
Now, I
let
would
you
love
go,
to co-star, but I will absolutely not take the reins from you until I am absolutely
well,
ready, and
Courtney
I know
seemed
that you're
like
ready to ride off
I
into
think
something.
Poor Courtney was almost mortified about that opportunity, but she'll be back later in the week next week. She'll be here next week, and she'll I'm sure have plenty to say, and she's on
And Courtney's a
assignment.
great successor too.
Courtney, I mean, I think she's the person, but I think Courtney, that poor woman, wants to. She's a legitimate journalist. She's a legitimate pro wrestling journalist, and I don't think she's ready to handle, the load. But who knows? But there's your Instagram page. Check it out. Anything else you want to say before we let you go and get ready for a big weekend ahead, the biggest weekend of your career?
Man, God bless to everyone who has been sending me their support. Everything that I said within that promo, it was not easy for me to speak on.
No, that was a lot,
Um,
man. That what I don't think a lot of people could have, put that out there. I mean, you really bared everything. You were naked almost in that, literally.
at the end of the day, man, if I'm not going to be genuine, if I'm not going to be who I am, then Remy should not be anywhere near a microphone. At the end of the day, my goal is to make you feel something, is to inspire, is to allow people to see the best in themselves through me trying to bring out the best in myself. And if I'm not doing that every day, you have every right to turn my promos off or use them to go to sleep because I'm not
Well, we
hitting my
have
mark.
one guy coming on in a minute that some people would say is that moment, that bathroom break in TPW. But I'll give you a clue. It's the initial ZC.
Come on.
Well, some people,
Uh,
I like him, but
Clark, please do not scream into the microphone again,
some
Clark.
people think that he's like the bathroom break. Some people call him the definition of mid. I don't
Everyone
want
in
to.
TPW is there for a reason, man.
Yeah,
I
I like
think Zach
Clark.
is
I
still
like
figuring
him.
out what
I like him. I want him to do well, but unfortunately, there's a lot of guys that pounce on him. I think people are excited about this poor guy. Gets pounced on, but you know what? I'm
everyone
gonna.
in TPW is there for a reason. Zach is just, I think he's still finding his reason.
Well, he's been in the game a lot longer than you, which is why he gets pounced on. He's been in this for 5-6 years, and he still can't
Absolutely.
figure it out.
Well,
But
I'll let you guys go. I thank y'all so much for this opportunity. God bless. Love
oh, I
you
can't
all.
wait, man. We
Peace
love
out,
you,
y'all.
Rem, and I hope to give you a certificate later this week. I'm hoping I get a chance to give you a certificate.
I'm hoping so too, man. I'll see you guys later.
You
Peace
got
out,
it.
y'all.
That's of course Remy Roberts, of course the Cajun Cruiser, and he is here. And Zach
Going on?
Clark, how you doing, my man?
Been doing
Obviously,
great.
gonna hit for you in TPW. Colt is always representing. And
Yes, sir.
what brings you here for a few minutes tonight?
I decided to come on, say what's up with everybody, just
Good.
because I was sitting here, did my hype for TPW Santa Rocky, so I'm waiting for that to get posted. Did my OPW hype
Good.
yesterday against
Good.
the Standard Demented and the Range
Yep.
Chef Elias.
And Elias
Also,
was a big topic. And you and Elias had quite a war.
UPW,
Well, quite a war
we did.
on Sunday, and Elias has been still mouthing off about that.
He is, but that's okay. I'll take care of that. And then I got
And
the
Nathaniel,
UPW internet title.
and Nathaniel Rage is back on Sportswire next week, so
Yes, sir.
you're going to be lurking. So let's talk about what's going on here this weekend with you.
So, as of what I'm doing tomorrow night for PCWA, we're making our triumphant return to the Bushholz Auction House. Can't wait for the show. It's going to be awesome.
Me too.
Like, this is better because I've been waiting for a long time for PCWA to come back, and because I'm tired of sitting around the house. So,
Well, I mean, now you got something to do. The weather's getting nicer now. You can get out of the house. Got some wrestling. Wrestling's in full swing. Next couple of weekends are going to be busy in wrestling. Things are heating up, and I think Zach Clark's going to be a huge part of that.
I will be not only in independence scene, but in the promoing game. I'm in like a fatal 4-way where I won contendership for the hardcore championship against Scars, Ryan Rex, and Static. Got the hype done, like I said. So hopefully that I can get the opportunity at KSK for that hardcore title. Because last time I've held that hardcore title was 2022.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple of years since you won the title. It's been a couple of years. That's something.
I'm trying to climb my way back to the top.
And I think you got a good shot at it. And before we do anything else, if you are here on Instagram, you've got to go follow Zach Clark. You have got to follow him. He is truly one of the giants in TPW. Don't listen to what other people say. I am a Zach Clark fan. And you should be too. Go out there and join the cult. Join the Zach Clark movement. Instagram, heel Zach Clark. You can check him out at PCWA. You can check him out just at a number of different places. He's a Hall of Famer. He's just somebody that I really am excited about. A lot of big things ahead here, and Zach Clark is going to have some big promo matches ahead coming up here in TPW and elsewhere. And obviously, Nathaniel Rage is back next week. I'm sure you're going to be watching that closely.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, because when Nathaniel Rage is around, all the cult members will always be lurking just to watch.
That means it's going to be you, Devin. It's going to be you, Devin, Killshot. At the least, they're going to be here, I would imagine.
So far.
Okay, well, obviously, things in TPW are heating up. We've got a big show coming up here at Turning Point, and obviously, you've mentioned that. And, we're going to run through the card here. Man, Michael Malice, who's going to be at the end here of his TPW run for now. Elias, the Range Chef, is going to address the TPW universe. James Taylor and DTG are going to have a war. James spoke about that today. Be Smooth and Raphael Fireblade is going to be a war. You know both men. And there you go. There you have it. And Static, Scars, and Ryan Rex. And, it's a big match for you. Very big match coming up.
Yes, it is.
And, obviously, Remy Roberts is enjoying this. It is very much refreshing to have Zach back. So what would it mean to you to win the TPW Hardcore Championship should you get that opportunity?
I feel like it's going to be a good opportunity because I want to start off back at the hardcore division or whatever mid-card title is in my sight because I want to get to the world title or the TPW championship. It's like you got Nathaniel holding the world heavyweight. You got Lucifer holding the TPW championship. I don't like doing that to my Colt brothers.
Yes.
So I'm probably never going to go for it. But the hardcore has been a title that I've held. Like I defeated Gunshot for it in a Texas death match. When he was actually the IC champion. Was he IC champ? I don't remember. But no, he was a live champ and hardcore champ, and I won both of those titles on that night. And I just thrived as hardcore champ. And since I lost it, I was like, it's not like when I lose something, I don't lose where I am. I've learned what I've done from everybody, including the OGs that brought me into this game. Like, shout out to Devin Adams, my original mentor. There's a lot of people that mentored me.
I mean,
Devin's the guy that's helping
in
out.
that relationship for sure. We've talked about that over the years.
Yes.
That's going to be
But
exciting.
yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good moment. Like it's going to feel good for TPW.
Have you talked to Nathaniel and Devin about what to do here this weekend?
We had some conversations and we were just doing our thing like the Colt normally does. We always do our talks and we just go and kick some ass.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to find out, and Turning Point is going to be definitely the show that you're going to want to check out here, and it's just a lot of great stuff ahead. You got the Fallen Cult and the Invitation.
Sure.
That's going to be big for the tag element. Sloth Jam Williams is a man that you may see on this platform. Intercontinental title on the line. Remy Roberts, Draquan, and Remy, what an emotional and passionate message he gave here tonight. And in his hype promo, I mean, obviously we're excited to see that. Lucifer, the TPW champion against Jax Lightning. That's going to be big. Obviously, Nathaniel Rage is going to be in action against Travis Black. That's going to be big. So a lot of great stuff here. The Cult and the Revolution are banned from ringside. What's your thoughts here on this coming up? You know Nathaniel's going to be talking about this Friday on Sportswire. But talk about just from your vantage point, not being able to interfere here and just what Nathaniel's going to do here to Travis Black.
I'm fine with being barred from ringside because we know that Nathaniel is going to take down Travis Black and retain his world title because I got faith in my own leader. So when I first showed up in the Cult, they welcomed me with open arms. And since then, we've been dominating left and right.
Oh my goodness! But you know what? Don't worry about that famous battle you and AJ had here, and the promo match you had here. Because Nathaniel Rage, under the leadership of Nathaniel Rage, Zach Clark, you've got an opportunity to do something that you haven't done here in a few years in TPW. Let's get that shot at that hardcore championship. Win that hardcore championship, and think about what the Cult could have here. The championships under the resumes of the Cult right now. I mean, nobody is going to want to deal with the Cult, especially if you get your hands on that hardcore championship. Everything that's going to be here in TPW, this landscape with Lucifer, with certainly Nathaniel, Devin, Killshot, you. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And that's why it's a big match for you ahead. This is really, Remy was moment of truth, but I think this is going to be a make or break moment for this season and the Cult. And I know that you don't want to disappoint Nathaniel here. No. You want to win this number one contender match.
Yes, of course. I don't want to disappoint anybody at that point because it's like when I had that match in CPF, it was me and Killshot against Devin for the Undisputed title.
Yeah.
I never got distraught and just really pissed off. But after what happened, I just stopped for a minute. What am I gonna do? What's next for me and why? Now I'm all went back in the line for that title. It's that's the one championship I had my hands on. Almost had it. Me and Killshot put up a hell of a fight, but was it enough?
But you know what?
It was okay.
Almost close, but no cigar. But I think you're gonna get that cigar.
No, I will.
You're gonna get there, and when you get some more gold in TPW, you're gonna be in a Hall of Fame here on Sportswire. Now you're ready to a Hall of Fame through the TPW, but obviously we're going to make sure that we get that for you because we know that you're going to get that. Raise that championship belt for that audience. Raise that belt that
One
you've
thing
got.
I'm going to tell you guys, even though the Colts not in UPW, but I'm going to say this. This internet championship I beat Zion for. And
Yes.
since I beat him, I've been holding this. And I got told by management and the owner that I'm facing Devin Adams and Death Machine. But I'm going to give a little message to those two guys really quick. Devin, you may have been up and down the road multiple times in our careers. But what I'm going to do to you is going to be unforgettable. When I walk out the internet champ, because I know you've been running your mouth face-to-face with me for the past week after this match got announced. That's okay. Because I can't wait to shut the nightmare up. Death Machine, I've never heard of you, but you'll find out who I am in the match. Because I'm going to make sure I'm going to be the longest reigning UPW internet champion in history.
But Remy Roberts makes an interesting point. Colt members have title matches, but will they still be the most dominant faction?
Oh, we will be.
Sunday. Are you sure, though?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I know how we're capable of.
All right, well, we're going to find out, and the way to find out is obviously going to the TPW Instagram page, and we'll be off the air this time to watch it. I know Mr. Clark will be watching closely tomorrow night as James Taylor is here. He'll be talking TPW.
Okay.
He'll be talking about BYCW, ROBW, and a slew of different things. If you want to follow Zach Clark, you can also check him out on his Instagram page. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. And if you're here on Sportswire Radio, like, share, and subscribe. Give us a follow on Instagram. Also, we're here on the Promo Wrestling Federation YouTube page. We're here live, and we're here for a few more minutes with Zach Clark. So anything else that you want to talk about? Anything else that we should be keeping an eye on with you before we get ready to close the show?
Nothing really, but besides the promo side, I'm going to throw a little bit more wrestling here for a few more minutes before I head off.
Well, I'm going
I
to
got
head
to
off.
pack my gear and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to go through that.
Yeah, I'm going to take a nap, actually, which I don't know why, but I'm going to. But, yeah, so what else do you want to talk about? Go ahead.
So with the PCWA coming back, like I said earlier when I got on.
Right.
I'm excited for this because I'm not sure what's going to – I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a tag team match. It's Joey P and my client, Tony Toxic, going up against G.I. Bear and the Pitbull, Jack Capone.
Wow, okay. Okay.
And it's supposedly, I guess it's for the NTW Tag Team Championships. We already know that my man Tony Toxic and Joey P are going to win those.
So what have you been telling them to win those titles here coming up?
Well, I have talked with Toxic a little bit, a tiny bit, not as much, but I'll be able to see him tomorrow, and we'll talk the game plan like we always do, because the Toxic Degenerates, we always talk our plans. I never give the plans to anybody else.
I always tell people over the years, I'm doing this 6.5 years, and I always tell wrestlers, whatever you do, don't tell people what you're going to do because your opponent will find out.
That's true.
They'll go on. Yeah, so we don't want to do that there. But you're very excited to get back out there. And
Can't wait.
That's going to be great. And how long does it take you to get over there?
Well, knowing that's in the School of Haven, PA, I'm not going to say that it's that bad. But if we're at the Homeless World Fire Company, it's not that far from my house.
Okay.
But like the auction house, and if my dad was there, I would ask my question. But it's not that far in my eyes. It's not that bad of a drive.
2 hours, maybe.
I guess we can go with
That's
that.
not bad. You know what? I just had Courtney Wood on from Legit Alternative Wrestling. She's from Pittsburgh. I don't know how far you are from Pittsburgh, and she has 3.5 hours to and from to Parkersburg, West Virginia, which is a long drive. But 2 hours. Well, it is a long drive, but it's not a long drive compared to the average independent wrestler's journey. So that's not bad. You know, that's manageable.
Not really. No,
that means you can get a good night's sleep. You can get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Everywhere we go, like normally it's like, I don't know what other locations we're going to have for shows, because it's not like WWE or AEW where it's like all like scheduled and planned out. Mm-hmm. We go one by one, because we had this one coming up tomorrow night. Well, I guess it's Saturday for me, so it's tonight. Either way, it doesn't matter. And then next week we were supposed to have a show. Something happened where we can't have it, so that's canceled, which sucks.
That does suck.
April 12th, we're back at the Homeless World Fire Company in my hometown.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's the schedule so far. But I'll find out what more of it is on the 12th of April.
Busy time here ahead. WrestleMania month is coming up. We got shows here on Sportswire we're sponsoring. We got our friends at Pro Wrestling Double X. That's that weekend. We've also got our friends at the IMF. They've got a big show. We've got our friends at Enterprise and Amplified Wrestling. They've got a big show at the end of the month. So a lot of wrestling coverage here. We're donating tickets, sponsoring shows, supporting our community. We are supporting Zach Clark and all the great things he's doing in PCWA and certainly in TPW and all the great places. You can see him there with some woman named Rhea Ripley, and you can see him with some guy, Sammy Guevara. You can see him just with a slew of great people. He's got games. He's got athletes. He's talking to his buddy Tucker. We love Tucker. Thank you, Tucker. Tucker, yeah, go Tucker. Just a lot of great stuff from Zach Clark, and just he's everywhere. Zach Clark is everywhere, and merchandise. And I hear TPW's got merchandise on the way. Maybe that means some Zach Clark merchandise could be on the way. Also coming up, and you got to get that merchandise. Want to say hello. Speaking of Pennsylvania people, my buddy Mr. Silas Walker is in the house, and Silas, you just missed Aaron Blaze. And you will be on here. I know Mr. Walker in a few weeks. I'm very excited about your company, DBW, and you should definitely check them out. And great stuff there. So what's up, Cy? Yeah, what's up to everybody? But you want to share anything else before we hit the road and let you go get ready to be on the road? Anything else you got for me tonight?
One thing I'm going to say is keep watching Sportswire, one of the best podcasts I've been on. Like, there's a bunch of podcasts I've been on here. My boy D Savage has been on here.
Savage was here a couple weeks ago. So Savage was in a thing on Instagram today. I think that I was a collaborator on something, and Savage tells it like it is. That's what I like about Savage. He's really refreshing. Some people don't beat around the bush, and Savage will tell you what's on his mind. You got to appreciate guys like that.
It's crazy because he's wrestling in New York tomorrow, and Tony Toxic has to pull double tomorrow night. So
he's wrestling upstate, Savage.
Yeah, he is. I saw I follow the NCW page because I've worked with NCW because with the whole thing with PCWA and NCW together. I don't know if that's still going to be a thing, but if it is, I might end up being on NCW again, but we don't know yet.
He was up there like in the middle of January because I had him on here January 1st, as a matter of fact. I had him on here January 1st. I think he was upstate in the about mid-January. I think he and Serge were up there. So you think have you run into him at a show recently?
Not really. Last time I saw him and Serge was like at a show in Williamsport, PA for NTW because I went up there and managed Toxic.
Not at the mall, right? They do the shows
at
NTW before, right?
I forget where it was. It was some kind of building that we did it in, which was pretty cool. Except it was kind of a little weird, the entrance stage, but I mean, it was because we had to keep switching tons of times. It happens when you go say, okay, this is the place we're going to get dressed and walk out and do our thing, go back, hang out, but we had to keep moving, and we finally got a spot in the building, and it wasn't that bad. I liked it though. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Savage and Surge are definitely moving up the ladder. They're doing a lot of great things, and hopefully they come a little closer in New York to my neck of the woods, where they'll be downstate rather than upstate. That would be nice to see them. But hopefully I see you, and a lot of great stuff ahead. But we're going to let you obviously go. But before we do it, you got closing thoughts for me? Anything you want to say? Any final thoughts tonight?
Final thoughts, I'm going to say this. Remember, the Colt's always around. And not only that, but one last message to I'm actually going to go run through my opponents quick.
Do that.
And the Rain Chef. I'll see you boys in match day. And remember, I'm always the best. Static, Scars, Ryan Rex. You guys are not going to win this match. So I'm going for that hardcore title. I'm going to take what's supposed to be mine. And the best for last, Devin Adams and Death Machine. Like I said earlier, I'm going to say it again. This internet championship is going nowhere out of my sight. I'll see you boys on match day.
Zach Clark is fired up. It's going to be a big weekend ahead here for the Colt, and we're going to be talking a lot about that tomorrow night. James Taylor back on Sportswire Radio. He's got plenty to say about TPW, plenty to say about Nathaniel Rage. Nathaniel Rage is here coming up on Friday. He's going to have plenty to say. Zach Clark's going to be lurking. Killshot's going to be lurking. A lot of great stuff. Zach Clark could be on the cusp of regaining that TPW Hardcore Championship if he gets his way, and maybe an appearance into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And TPW is in full swing. TPW represented big time tonight here in Sportswire Radio. Remy Roberts has got that U.S. title shot. Zach Clark's got that potential for a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the hardcore title going his way. And the Colt is definitely here. Pay attention. You never know when the Colt could show up. There it goes. And Zach Clark is definitely a part of great things. And appreciate the kind words for Sportswire Radio. Obviously, we got mainstream coverage a few days ago. I was in the heavy metal version of Rolling Stone, blabbermouth.net, about 1 million readers a day, and they put me in there twice. Yeah, it was a great honor, but it's even more of an honor to have you here at Nathaniel Rage coming up on Friday. And thank you, everybody, to tuning in here tonight. It was Zach Clark and Remy Roberts who came on here and hung out for a little while. We also promoted some different things and got you ready for some favorite companies of yours. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're here on Sportswire Radio, figure about 10 o'clock Eastern time, James Taylor will be here to talk basically a lot. Mickey Vargas, the head of the household champion in House of Misfits Entertainment Wrestling, will be here Sunday night to talk about what he's been up to, plus much, much more. And Monday, Tuesday, legit alternative wrestling coverage. Michael McMoney, Godric Sandwell, Angels and Demons, pay attention to that. But the Cult is basically taking names and their opponents, but I just get the heck out of the way. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you are on the number one global radio station that is